Have you ever felt so angry you could explode? That blinding, red-hot rage that makes you want to smash something, scream at the top of your lungs, or say things you know you'll regret. In today's world, it seems like anger is everywhere. On the news, in our social media feeds, even in line at the grocery store. We're told to be calm, to be positive, to suppress it. But what if I told you that this powerful, often condemned emotion is not just normal, but essential? What if the key isn't to get rid of anger, but to understand it? To explore this, we need to go back to ancient Greece and meet a god who embodies this raw, untamed force, Ares, the god of war. In Greek mythology, Ares wasn't exactly popular. While other gods were celebrated for their wisdom, creativity, or leadership, Ares was the outsider, the hothead. He was the god of war, yes, but not the glorious, strategic kind. That was Athena's territory. Ares represented the brutal, chaotic bloodlust of battle. He was pure impulse, a visceral reaction. The other Olympians, even his own father Zeus, often looked down on him. They feared his volatility and rejected his raw aggression. This isn't just an ancient story. It's a mirror for how we often treat anger in ourselves and in others. We see it as primitive, destructive, and something to be ashamed of. But what if Ares isn't a villain, but a messenger? Psychologically, Ares represents the archetype of instinctive, reactive aggression. Think of it as the raw, unfiltered life force that surges through you when you feel threatened or wrong. It's the fight in fight or flight. This energy isn't inherently evil. In fact, it's vital. It's the force that helps a mother protect her child, an activist fight for justice, or an athlete push past their limits. The problem arises when this powerful energy is either completely repressed or completely uncontrolled. When we suppress it, it festers. When we let it run wild, it becomes destructive. Anger, in its purest form, is simply a signal. It's your psyche's alarm bell, screaming that a boundary has been crossed, a need isn't being met, or a value has been violated. The challenge isn't to silence the alarm, but to learn how to respond to it wisely. So what happens when the alarm is blaring and nobody is home to answer it? That's when Ares takes over. This is a state of emotional hijacking. Your rational mind goes offline, and pure, raw impulse takes the driver's seat. You might find yourself screaming at a loved one over something trivial, sending a furious email to your boss, or getting into a pointless argument with a stranger online. The reaction is completely disproportionate to the trigger. This is the path to self-sabotage. When Ares is in control, we make rash decisions we later regret. We burn bridges, ruin relationships, and damage our careers. That powerful life force, meant to protect us, turns inward and begins to destroy our own lives from the inside out. It's not the anger itself that's the problem, it's the lack of integration. It's what happens when this powerful god is left to run rampant without any wisdom or guidance. To understand how to manage Ares, we need to introduce his mythological and psychological counterpart, his half-sister, Athena. Where Ares is impulsive, Athena is strategic. Where he is rage, she is wisdom. Athena is also a warrior deity, but she represents the art of war, planning, tactics, and fighting for a just cause. Psychologically, she represents our capacity for awareness, reflection, and conscious choice. When you're faced with a trigger, the Ares reaction is to charge forward, fist swinging. The Athena response is to pause, assess the situation, understand what boundary was crossed, and then choose the most effective course of action. This might still involve a confrontation, but it will be a conscious, controlled one, not a blind outburst. Integrating Athena means learning to feel the heat of Ares's fire without getting burned. It's about using that energy as fuel, but letting wisdom steer the ship. But what if you've spent your whole life trying to be the nice guy or the cool girl, pushing down any flicker of anger you feel? This is where we encounter the shadow of Ares. In Jungian psychology, the shadow is the part of ourselves that we repress and deny. For many of us, raised to be polite and agreeable, aggression and anger are thrown deep into the shadow realm. But repressed energy doesn't just disappear. It mutates. It can leak out in passive-aggressive comments, constant irritability, or a cynical, bitter worldview. It can also manifest as depression, which is sometimes described as anger turned inward. In more extreme cases, this repressed Aries can build up pressure until it explodes in a terrifying, uncontrolled rage, shocking everyone, including the person themselves. Often, this deep-seated, repressed anger stems from past wounds and frustrations where we felt powerless. Anger then becomes a twisted psychic defense, a shield we use to keep the world at bay so we can never be hurt like that again. One of the great deceptions of the Aries archetype is the illusion of power. When you're in a rage, you feel powerful, dominant, and in control. People back down. You get your way, at least in the short term. But this is a fragile, false power. True strength, true power, isn't about domination. It's about self-mastery. It's the ability to remain centered and make conscious choices even when you're under pressure. The person who screams and threatens to get their way is actually revealing their powerlessness. They are so overwhelmed by their emotions that they can't control their own behavior. The truly powerful person is the one who can feel intense anger, acknowledge it, and then choose a response that aligns with their long-term goals and values. The Aries archetype confuses control over others with control over oneself, and that is a critical, self-sabotaging mistake. We see the Aries archetype playing out all over our modern world. Social media is a playground for it. The anonymity and distance allow for aggression without immediate consequence. We see it in cancel culture, where public shaming can become a mob-like, destructive force. We see it in road rage, in polarized political debates that devolve into shouting matches. In our personal relationships, Aries can manifest as intense jealousy, possessiveness, and a pattern of constant conflict. A relationship dominated by the Aries archetype is a battlefield, not a partnership. Fights are about winning and being right, not about understanding and resolving issues. This unchecked aggressive impulse erodes trust, intimacy, and the safety that a healthy relationship requires. So how do we escape this cycle of self-sabotage? How do we integrate Aries? The answer is to channel his energy constructively. When you feel that surge of anger, instead of lashing out or suppressing it, ask yourself, what is this anger trying to tell me? What boundary has been crossed? What need is not being met? Then, use that energy to take action. This is where anger transforms into assertiveness. It's the courage to say no. It's the strength to set and enforce healthy boundaries. It's the fuel to speak your truth, calmly and clearly. This is the healthy side of Aries. When integrated, his raw rage becomes focused courage. His chaotic violence becomes the disciplined art of self-defense, not just physical, but emotional and psychological. He becomes the warrior who protects your integrity, your values, and your well-being. In the end, the goal isn't to kill the god of war within you. That would be to kill a vital part of your own life force. The goal is to build a relationship with him, to understand his power, and to learn how to wield it with wisdom. Anger should be a tool in your toolbox, not the master of your house. It can alert you to problems, fuel positive change, and give you the courage to stand up for yourself. But it can also destroy everything you hold dear if left unchecked. The key, as with so many things in life, is self-awareness. By understanding the Aries within, by learning to listen to his messages without letting him take control, you can transform a source of self-sabotage into a powerful ally on your journey. You can master the master. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of our inner world. See you next time.